Plastomorphosis is a retro-style survival horror game released in 2023 for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. This was made by the same person who did Snow Squall Grip. I received a key for it on Keymailer. Developer, thank you for the key. It's based on old-school survival horror games from the 90s like the ones on PlayStation 1. You play as a character, male or female depending on your choice, who wakes up on a train heading to a place called Modern City. A phone on the floor rings, and you're introduced to a woman named Ava who will give you hints and tips throughout the game. When you arrive at Modern City, the entire place is deserted except for mannequins that ooze real blood. You are on a mission to find another living person and escape this place. It looks and feels just like the original survival horror titles like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. There are settings to make the screen less blurry, but it constantly keeps the retro feel. Luckily, you can choose between tank or modern controls, which is good for me because I hate tank controls. Just like old games, the cameras are in fixed positions, so you can't look around to see what's in front of you. You can wield weapons, a baseball bat with nails, my weapon of choice, and various firearms. For the most part, your character will automatically aim at enemies nearby, but sometimes they don't. You have a health bar that can be restored with health items, but you do have limited inventory space, so you need to be mindful of what you choose to keep with you. Luckily, you can drop items and they will stay on the ground instead of disappearing. So you can drop health items by a save point and go back to get them later. You will also find items to combine along with key items. There are 3 chapters total, with many different environments to progress in. Each one has different types of enemies that will pursue you relentlessly, along with bosses that have gimmicks to beat them. There are lots of puzzles to solve and backtracking to do as well. It would be easy to navigate the maps if you could control the camera, but the fixed camera makes it a challenge. Most of the times I died were because of the fixed camera and moving the wrong way during the transition. I died a lot because of this. If you happen to find yourself lost, luckily you can pull up a map that shows your current location along with key areas to check out. Yeah. The story goes from something you'd find in the Resident Evil series to something from Silent Hill. There are documents to pick up and learn more about what's going on, and Ava will give you information every so often. The story was really interesting, but the ending left me with more questions than answers. I would like to know more about it. This is a hard game, which is to be expected. I died a lot, either due to getting killed by an enemy or actually mostly just getting killed by enemies. The reasons for being killed by them were various. I saved religiously, which came in handy, so I didn't need to redo any tedious parts. There are also environmental hazards in addition to the enemies, so there is a lot you need to keep an eye out for. Progressing requires you to solve a lot of puzzles, most of which are memorizing patterns and putting them in the right sequence. Some were straightforward and just required a lot of backtracking, but some were pretty hard to figure out. My cats are fighting while I'm recording this. Can you guys stop? Thank you. The enemies weren't too difficult to beat for the most part, but there were a couple that annihilated me as soon as they saw me, and my cats are fighting again. It was a relief when I fought the final boss and knew my struggles were done with. Overall, this is a really cool game. I don't know why they're like this. I love the retro feel, and the entire aesthetic is very nostalgic. The world was horrifying, but so intriguing at the same time. I kind of hated playing through it, but I liked it at the same time as well. If you grew up with PS1 survival horrors, you'll get it. It's amazing how well the developer managed to recreate something we never see anymore. It's under $10, which is very underpriced for how much work went into this game. I highly recommend it, especially if you like old school survival horrors. It's not super long, but if you take your time and explore, it will take up a good portion of your day. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content, comment what your first survival horror was and like what console. My first survival horror was I don't know, I think it was like Silent Hill 2 on PS2 or something. I saw Silent Hill on PS1 and was scared of it, and I was like, oh my god, that looks so interesting, but I'm so scared. Also, leave a comment if you like when I leave in parts where I mess up, or my cat's fighting, or my cat's making noise. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. I have a subscription thingy set up. $10 every month that'll get you a sticker every 3 months. Oh my god, amazing. But it also helps support me. So if you want to, please consider pledging. I also have Redbubble where I sell artwork and stuff, and I have Twitch that I stream on, and I have a new demo for my game, Shards of the Heart, available to play. And I think that will do it. Thank you for watching.